Susie Wolff needs to be talked about a lot more than she is right now. She's one of the most iconic women in motorsports and has done a lot. We mean a lot. And the cherry on top, she's hilarious. In today's video, we're gonna talk about how she just might be taking charge of Williams after Jost Capito was let go. So make sure to stay until the very end to learn all about it. First up, Susie's in line to take charge of the F1 team powered by Mercedes. But wait, there are so many teams that are powered by Mercedes. Which one are we talking about? McLaren? Aston Martin? Nope, we're talking about none other than Williams. Wolff is a woman with one heck of a record. She's the first female driver to drive an F1 car during a Grand Prix weekend, and she also happens to be the former team principal of Ventura Racing. All in all, she's one of the most important women in motorsports. However, something interesting happened in 2022. She decided that she no longer wanted to be in Formula E, F1's most sustainable younger sibling. She still doesn't know what she'll be doing, yes, but her previous record in Formula E shows she's truly exceptional as a team leader. So, while there isn't a permanent role with her name on it somewhere right now, doesn't mean it might not be in the works. Even though she's so talented and has a proven track record, she's never been placed at the helm of any team. This is a job that's been dominated by men forever now. There was Monisha Kaltenborn, who led Sauber, but it's been decades since then. Then we had Claire Williams, but that didn't end well. So, in a world where men largely dominate, could she eventually be a team principal? She's already known for advising Toto Wolff, her husband and the team principal of Mercedes, on various matters regarding the sport. And well, the truth is that if there was any man with experience in other forms of motorsport like her, and who had been around the grind so much, we'd be talking about how qualified he was. Next up, will she ever get a chance? Here's the thing, right? Williams parted ways with Jost Capito, but unlike other departures of the manager's silly season, they never really announced a replacement. And with the new season just around the corner, what seems to be their plan? And this is exactly why Susie may be in line to take this job. It'll be exciting as heck if she does. But all in all, it could be a bit of a problem for her as well. Here's why. Williams is bad. Like, not just bad, but bad. Their car, trashy. Their drivers, not talented enough. Their budget, LOL. But they're owned by a rich finance firm from Wall Street, so all that might start to change. However, the problem is that if she doesn't turn things around, she'll be considered a failure. And considering where everything is as we speak, chances of anyone turning things around at this point are low. Roger Benoit, an F1 journalist, thinks that she's most likely to capture the attention of the folks over at Dorilton Capital. But there's a problem with this. This raises the question of conflicts of interest. Why? Because, well, Williams gets their engine from Mercedes. And that team, as we mentioned, happens to be led by Susie's husband, Toto. If this job is offered to her, and if she takes this job, she'll be the first woman TP since Claire Williams, daughter of Sir Frank Williams, who led the very same team. One F1 fan and Twitter user wrote, "No one should take that Williams team principal seat more than a person that knows the team best. It's time for Susie Wolff." Up next, what's the future of Williams looking like? So here's the thing. When Mattia Binotto left Ferrari, we weren't really all that shocked, now were we? Because rumors had been going around for a while. There were leaks too, on top of everything. Despite Ferrari denying it constantly, most folks kinda saw it coming. That's something that didn't happen with Williams. It was kinda shocking for all of us. Also, since Jost was always talking about the future of the team and how he put in so much effort in signing Logan Sargent, from all that, it just doesn't seem like he knew he wasn't gonna be the team principal in a matter of weeks. But according to speculation, there was a disconnect between the new bosses and the team principal himself. And next year wasn't gonna be the brightest either, to be honest. While Alex Albon is an okay, reliable driver, their new signing, Logan Sargent, is a rookie. He did finish P4 in F2, but who's to say that'll translate to F1? Mick's first couple of seasons weren't the best either, and he absolutely rocked it in the feeder series. The lineup kinda sounds promising. Like, we're not saying this with full confidence, folks. We hope you can sense the hesitation in our tone. But hey, it might be better than Latifi, right? Except it's not just the drivers. If we really want to see any kind of success from the team, they need to work on their machinery. That's where the main problem lies. Their car simply isn't good enough. The future could be bright, but they need to work hard for it. Moving on, is Susie Wolff the perfect new boss? This silly season for managers was as chaotic as the one we saw for the drivers. One move triggered so many other moves that it was hard to keep track of. But we're not here to talk about that now, are we? Because we have some other things to talk about. We've spent a lot of time mentioning Susie Wolff, her chances of being a TP for Williams, and we've also talked about her experience. But we still haven't fully answered the question of why she'd be a wonderful candidate. So let's Let's dive right in. Williams has been racing at the back for some time now. At one point, they were a force to be reckoned with. But more recently, they're a team that rivals just know they don't need to worry about. There's barely been any improvement over all this time, and we're just losing hope. Actually, no, we've already lost hope. In fact, we're impressed how they've managed to stay in the sport for so long. Considering that Andretti's partnering up with Cadillac, we're surprised to see that the partnership isn't replacing the team. Now, as we mentioned, we've heard Susie's name quite a lot. We've heard it in the news, we've heard it from fans, and we've heard it from important F1 echo chambers. Folks, you take one quick look at her resume and you'll know she can lead the heck out of a team. But what makes her so great? Following up the last female F1 driver so far, Wolff has quite the experience when it comes to motorsport. Not only was she a driver, but she's also been a team owner. On top of that, she had a more than stellar karting career, after which she moved to the F1 feeder series. And when she was with Formula Renault, she found a spot on the podium several times and secured herself a place in the British F3 as well. Unfortunately, her stint as a driver ended because of an injury. Oh, and she's had quite some time over at Williams too, so she's already familiar with the team. She spent time as a test and development driver between 2012 and 15, and she also took part in several free practice sessions. But in 2015, she decided to leave F1 altogether. What's more, her experience as a team boss. So, after a 3-year sabbatical, she returned to motorsport. This time, she returned as the boss of Venturi Racing in Formula E. While this series isn't as competitive and doesn't have as many fans, it's still a big deal. Anyway, after spending 3 seasons with the team, she was then promoted to CEO. And then the 2020-21 season happened. She really proved herself around that time. Her team finished second in the Drivers' Cup, but unfortunately, the team was later bought by Maserati. That means she now had to leave the team since they were most likely to bring their own person to lead the team. And while this was bad news at first, it might just be what she needed, because she now has the time and capacity to fight a new challenge. Although the one we're talking about is going to be tough as heck. Anyway, because of her experience and because of her history with the Grove-based team, she's perfect for this role. She knows about the team, she knows how to be a team principal. What more do you want? But then again, as we mentioned, her relationship with Toto could be a problem since, they're married. If nothing wrong ever happens, there's still chance fans could speculate if something goes wrong. So now the situation is, if Susie and Toto can prove that they will, no matter what, keep important, secret information from each other, then we think Williams would most likely be extremely happy to have her. We'd love to see it happen, so fingers crossed. Finishing up, if not Susie, then who? So there are a few other names that are also being thrown around alongside Susie's name. First, we have Sven Smeets. He's the sporting director at Williams. He started with the team in 2021 and deals with the FIA. He also handles the driver academy, so promoting from within could sound like a good option. Then we have Mattia Binotto. Say what you want about him, but he was a darn good team principal. And more importantly, he's an engineer. He really knows how to make a good car, so it'd be really nice to see him over at Williams, transforming how they make their car. If he can do that, he'd practically fix half their problems. We also have Cyril Abitbull. Oh yeah, the former Renault TP. Although there hasn't been a massive link between the two parties, he certainly has the experience to get the team out of the mess that they're in. That's a wrap for this video. Who do you guys think should lead Williams? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and press that bell icon for the latest information and news like this. See you in the next one.